Hello everyone, Davey Gravy here. So I've had a lot of people ask me about my rogue and how I like to play it, my build, and what I like to use and all that stuff. And I had so many people ask me, and a lot of people just don't know what to do with their builds right now, and neither did I. And by no means am I the best rogue in the game, but I do want to share my build and help out people like rogues who really just don't know what to do. And I think what I have made here with my rogue is pretty good, and I'm really happy with it, and I think it's the best build I've done so far. And I've played Neverwinter for a very long time. So let's not waste your time, let's go ahead and get right into it. So this first video is going to be about my AOE build, because I have one AOE and one single target, and I will make another video for the single target because it'll be way too long. So the very first thing I'm going to show is my gear, what kind of gear I like to use. It works very well for my build, complements my way the way I play. So I use the Blessed Horns. I really like this because it gets my crit strike up, and I want more crit strike. And then I have the Bone Devil. Ribcage also gets my crit strike and my crit serve up. Very important for my rogue because I want as much crit serve and crit strike as much as I can get. And then for my arms, I use Boiler Braces. I probably could get a better piece, but I like this one because I do need more power. So I gain 500 power for each enemy engaged in battle, which is great for AOE. So that's why I use this. And for right now, I think for AOE, I think this is really good. So I'm going to keep using this for now. Until I find something better, but I think for now, this is good. And then for my weapons, I use Blessed Blade, of course. I like Blessed Blade. And then for my weapon enchantment, I use Lightning. Lightning is my all-time favorite enchantment. I just love the way it looks. I love the way it works. I just love it. So Lightning enchantment is a very big thing for my build because it does a lot of damage, and it does amazing damage for AOE. It's just amazing. Not good for bosses, but man, is it good for AOE. I love it. So if you want good AOE, I recommend getting Lightning enchantment. I just love this enchantment. And not only that, it looks really cool. And then for my feet, I used a Rusted Iron Leggings. I use it for the increased damage dealt by 5%. Hard to beat that. Right now, there's nothing better than that. I don't think there is. I haven't seen anything better. The only thing that kind of sucks is it decreases your incoming healing by 25%. So, you know. But it really doesn't affect me at all. I still get great healing. And I just now started using this set because I have really high crit rate. Because my crit rate can go all the way to 90%. And my crit serve can also go all the way to 90%. So I start using the Lost Mouth set. Because I get the damage. Every time I crit, I get damage with it. Even though the tooltip is wrong on the do the additional hit for 100 magnitude, it doesn't do that. I believe it's weapon damage. But it still does really good damage. So if you have really high crit rate, I suggest this. But I have a feeling it might get nerfed in the future, so, you know, do as what you want to do with it. I have an extra set. I had this set before, so that's why I'm using it. So I was like, well, I might as well use it. So every crit, I get extra damage with it. And it does work on your encounters too, so that adds up too. But if you don't have this set, and you don't want to use it because you think it's going to get nerfed down in the future, which it probably will. I won't be surprised if they do. You can use the engine set. The engine set's still very good. Very good. Very good set. So use the engine set, which I still have. I have it in my bag. And then for my rings, I know not everyone can get these because I think you had to pay Zen for that pack. I can't remember the name of it, which was for the Citadel event. So I got these rings I'm using, but I'm pretty sure those rings, they're not as high as item level though, but they have the same, you know, your at-wills do 3% more damage and encounter powers do 3% more damage. So you can use those rings. You don't have to have these, of course. And if you do have these, use these. These are pretty good. So far, I love these. I'm not going to use anything else. Nothing better. And of course, that's to complete the set Lost Mouth. And right now, I'm using a shirt, the Infernal Forge. I'm using it because of the 1% action points. Even though I'm going to change this out to, I'm going to change the shirt out to the new shirt that just came out with Mod 20. So I will be switching out to that. I'm going to show you guys the shirt I'm talking about. I think it's this one right here. So it actually gives you crit serve and combat advantage, but I will probably take the one with the crit strike and combat advantage right here. So you get offense, so that's one reason this is pretty good. Plus it's higher item level, and it also gives the 1% action points. So I will be switching once I can get this. I'm almost there. I will be switching to this shirt. But for now, I'm using Infernal. But either of these two right here are really good. But once you can get the newer one, get the newer one. It's pretty good. That'd be much better than Infernal. And then for my trousers, I use the Leggings of the Herald, because whenever you crit strike, which is a lot with me, with your powers, you have a 10% chance to gain 25 action points. So I'm pretty much always proccing that all the time, which means more DPS, because, you know, you can use your hardest hitting skill, your daily power. Very important. And then for my artifacts, I use the Staff of Flowers. I like to use this one because of the buffs to allies. I like to buff allies, so, and plus it buffs me, so I like it a lot. Does really good. Pretty good set. Plus it gives me stats, pretty good. Critical, you know, power. And awareness, can't go wrong with awareness. Of course, I use this for this set. So it completes the set. And of course, it does have a lower item level, but like I said, with what it does, extra damage with crit pretty much, it's pretty good. Hard to beat it. And I use the music box. Got the stats I like. Combat advantage, crit serve, power. Can't go wrong with that either. And then one of my favorites is one that has really good stats. The critical serve, critical strike, and accuracy. All good offensive powers. So I like using all these. And always, you gotta remember too, you can use all kinds of different artifacts, even different gears to complete your build, because everyone needs certain stats. Like what stats I need might not be the same for you because you have different stuff. So you do gotta keep that in mind. So it's a lot of mix and matching. So with everything that I have right now is enough for me to get what I want for stat. And then for my AOE powers, one of my favorite skills for sure for AOE is Blade Flurry. Very good skill. You only use this in stealth, so when you use it in stealth, you get to use it 2 times. So use it 1 time in stealth and 1 time out of stealth. So then you get to use it 2 times. So very good skill. Hits hard too, very strong. Then my second favorite is definitely the Path of Blades. I like the way it looks. Hits everything around you. Very good. You can use this whenever when you're in AOE. You don't got to use stealth with this at all. The only time you'll ever use stealth with your skills is going to be Blade Flurry, because you'll be able to use it 2 times. And plus it increases the radius of the hit too. So better range of AoE. And for my third skill, I like to use Assassinate. So I like to use I always use Path Blade first, then go into Stealth, use Blade Flurry 2 times, and then I use Assassinate. So I usually use Assassinate on whoever's got more health that's left over and finish them off. Usually I kill them, sometimes I don't. If I don't kill them, I use my At-Will Duelist Flurry. I love this skill. It's probably my favorite, all-time favorite At-Will in this game. Hits very hard too. Great at single target. Very good at single target. I love it. And then it's up to you for your other At-Will. I like to use Cloud of Steel just to have range if something's far away. I don't have to go all the way over there. Sometimes mobs like to move a lot, so I just use my Cloud of Steel, and it does pretty good damage. So I like to use that. Or you can use, Gloaming Cut. It's up to you. Or you can even use Sky Flourish. It's up to you. But I like to use Cloud of Steel, so when the enemy's moving a lot and he's a little too far and I don't want to sit there and have to go all the way over there, I just use my Cloud Steel and it does pretty good damage. And also, if you don't want to use Assassinate, you can also use Smoke Bomb. It has really good control. So if you have too many mobs and are hitting too much, hitting too hard, helps to tank out, helps to heal there, helps a lot. Because right now with the new combat rework, control definitely does help. That's why even when wizards who build for control rate, they make the dungeon a lot easier. So control does help. And plus, Smoke Bomb does pretty good, decent damage. It's not bad at all. And then for my AoE, I like to have more movement speed so I can get to the mobs faster. I don't like to fall behind in dungeons, so I can always keep up with my tank. So that gives me 10% movement speed, and then adds 2.5 deflection, which helps out staying alive. And then crit strike. More crit strike, the harder I'm going to hit. More crit strike, the better. Now, you could increase your action point gain by 10% too, so you can use this. So this is another option. So you don't have to use skillful at all. So if you like this better, use tactic. Oppressive Darkness. When you have combat advantage, your power deals an additional 20 magnitude damage to target. Very good. I always keep this on. Never take this off pretty much. Adds a lot to your damage. Keep it on. It's great. Like I said, the only one you can change would be skillful till tactics. I like to use this one for 10% speed plus the crit strike. And then for my dailies, I like to use Bloodbath for the AoE. And I barely use this when I'm doing AoE, but I use Shocking Execution only when I have a really tough enemy that's only one. Hits extremely hard. So it'll take them out for sure. And for my feats, I use Toxic Blade. Makes your encounters deadly attacks to apply a DOT. And the DOT deals 30 magnitude weapon damage once every 30 seconds for 9 seconds, 5 times. Great damage. I like it. Then Massive Shadows. This is pretty good. Your stealth joins 50% as fast, but your stealth regeneration is increased by 50%. So you can get that regeneration real fast and be able to keep using your Blade Flurry, which is very important because it hits very hard and you get to use it 2 times. So it's really great to use that. Then Duelist Expertise. I use this. So you learn the fighting style of your opponent as a fight continues, and then you gain increased damage and deflect chance for each second that you're in combat. Stacking up to 15 times. So, adds up the damage plus helps you stay alive. But it's mainly for the increased damage. And then when you get to 16 stack and when you leave combat, you're granted Master Duelist, which means you consume all the stacks and it grants you 15% damage and deflect chance for 10 seconds. So that's pretty good. So you definitely want this. Back alley tactics, you do up to 10% more damage based on how few action points you have. So you're always going to use your dailies. You're never going to have that full. So boom, you're always going to most likely have 10%. You're always going to have this up all the time, and you're going to always use your daily. So more damage. And then Execution, I always use this for AoE only. So when the enemy has 20% life and your attacks have a 10% chance to execute the target, dealing 200 magnitude damage, which is pretty good damage. So boom, it kills the enemies. It's really good. I like this a lot, so that's pretty good. So everything you saw here is only for AOE, not single target. So that's important to remember. So this is AOE. And then boons is I don't need to explain this because I mean if you want to look what I have on one, you can look at what I have on. Usually I use Bloodlust, but I'm testing out Deathly Rage right now. So if you don't want to use Deathly Rage, go ahead and use Bloodlust. I'm just testing this out. But pretty much put your boons in the stuff you need. Like if you need power, if you need crit, if you need accuracy, you know, do all that stuff. Speed, whatever you need, put in that stuff. And I do like to use recharge speed. Speed my skills up a little more so I can use my AOE skills even faster because mobs can die fast. So, you know, keep up more damage I can do. And then I usually like to use my action point gain on my single target, which will be another video, of course. And now about my companion. So I use this for crit serve. And then I use accuracy because my accuracy was pretty low, so I had to get that up some. All my offensive slots have 20% damage for my companion. So I put 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20%, all 20%, and it does stack. And my companion does pretty good damage, so I'm very happy with Zuna. So I'm using her. She does really good AOE, so that's why I use her for AOE, because she does really good AOE. So that's who I use. Then I use Precision for more crit strike because I want that as high as possible. I want to max that out. And then I used the Divine Judgment, which gives me more crit strike, crit serve. All these are crit strike and crit serve. Well, this one's combat advantage, and then it one's straight up critical. And this one has accuracy, just to get me some little accuracy. But I pretty much get my crit and my crit serve as high as possible. Because I do sacrifice some stats since I'm using 20% damage for my companion. So I do sacrifice some stat. And if you don't have Zuna, you can always use this companion too. It will boost your accuracy, combat advantage, and critical serve. So this does a pretty good job too. So if you don't have Zuna, you can always use this. You can always try using, I think this guy's pretty good, a Dread Warrior. He's pretty good. I haven't upgraded him to Mystic yet, but I like him. He's pretty good. I heard this companion's not too bad either for damage, so she's pretty good. Because right now, Zuna is very expensive. I got lucky and got mine from the Jimbo bags. If you can get lucky too and get one from those, definitely use her. Because she's definitely a very good companion. But like I said, if you can't, use what you got. Save up your AD and then get what you really need, because it's just a matter of saving up and getting what you need. The long road's always what matters, because I know everyone always wants to get everything right away, but if you save and wait, you'll always be way worth it in the long run. And then when it comes to my insignias, I just use whatever stats I need. So crit, power, anything, whatever I need, combat advantage, whatever. And then for my collars, I just use, of course, the encounter powers do 4% more damage. I still got to work on these, of course, but they're so expensive. So I would definitely not worry about these to the last, because these are so expensive and it's so hard to get the stuff for it too. And then my crit serve increased by 3%, and then the rest you don't really need. I got incoming healing increased by 3%, increased my rough astral diamonds, and then I think this one is, oh yeah, stamina gain. But yeah, you don't really have to have these three, but these two help for DPS. Like I said, these are something you definitely do last because they cost a lot and they're hard to get, and it's also hard to get the stuff to upgrade them. Very hard. Hopefully Cryptic will work on these because these definitely need to be improved. And then I do use buffs. Buffs help a lot since I do give up stats on my companion. I use the Windstorm because it increases my critical strike and increases my critical serve by 10%, which is pretty nice. And then I use this. Increases my critical strike, accuracy, power, and crit serve. Pretty good too. And then I use this one too, increases my power by 10% more and my accuracy for 30 minutes. So this is really good. I like this one a lot. The only problem is it ain't cheap. The thing is, I think these two buffs right here are a lot cheaper now, but this one's not cheap, I don't think. I haven't checked in a while because I bought a whole bunch just to save them up. But a lot of events now give buffs, which is very important to get now because you can get them and save them up. And then this one's from Mod 20 from those Shattered Diamonds. You can get 5% more damage for 15 seconds. Pretty good. These are hard to get though, so I save them up for only like when I really need them. So like, for example, when a new dungeon comes out, I probably use them, but these are very hard to come by. Well guys, I think that's about it. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys everything. But if there's any guys got any like questions or you want me to do something, just let me know in the comments down below. Like if you guys want me to show a video of me using my rotations, or you want to see a video of me doing a dungeon or anything, just let me know. I read every comment there is, so I won't miss it. So hopefully this helped you guys out who wants to play a rogue or is playing a rogue and just don't know what to do. I can at least give you guys some ideas what to work towards. And I will do update videos as I get different equipment, and that's better than what I got now, because mod 20 right now does have some stuff that I do want, but the dungeon's not out yet. And I probably will be changing my set once that comes out too, which is also part of the new dungeon. So I would definitely do some update videos and up to date on my stuff. Well guys, thank you so much like always. Keep being awesome guys, and have an awesome day guys.